All right. Can you hear me now?
I think we're good.
Sweet. Yeah, it's just a little bit lag.
That's not terrible. That's doable. Hey, you guys can hear okay? You guys let us know if you can't, but I think we're ready to roll. Josh Cox, hi.
Hey.
So, yeah, we just kind of gonna talk about collecting Pokemon stuff and how fun it is and
Okay. Oh yeah.
whatever we want to talk about. So, right off the
All
bat,
right.
so if you guys don't know Josh Cox, he's been in the community for a minute. You may have seen a post or two with his collection stuff. He has one of
Yeah.
every elite trainer box, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm working on mine. You can kind of see mine back there a little bit, but actually
Oh
the one
yeah.
on the top left is the Sun and Moon Lunala, which I picked
Hmm.
up today. Uh, which I was only
Okay.
surprised that it was like so if you look to buy that one, Sun and Moon base set, which those came out and Sun and Moon base set was like 2017. When was that? Like it was only like you can get it for 50 or $60 right now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh, just maybe a little bit about you, if for the people that don't know you, you know, a little bit of your background and how you got into Pokemon and how you got big into
Okay.
one of the
Yeah.
biggest like enthusiasts that I think I've ever met, and I love it. Like, and your son's super cute
I
too, because
appreciate it.
anytime you bring home Pokemon stuff, he's always like, "Yes, let's go."
I mean, yeah, that's the main reason too. That's a really big reason. But no, my past life or past was I used to be in the military. Fought in 101st Airborne Rockasants. I was a grunt. So I got lucky enough. I was on a TV special called 60 Minutes called CBS called A Relentless Enemy. So I got to fight one of the most dangerous spots in the war in the world at the time, and got to learn life real quick. I had to mature pretty quick, and lost a lot of buddies, and went through all that tragedy and stuff like that. And as I was having trouble progressing to being a civilian. It sounds silly. Pokemon helped me in a way because I didn't have a way to relate to my family as much anymore, my kids and stuff like that. So it kind of brought back my inner child in me, and it's made me feel so great
Yeah,
inside, and
man.
just
I think
the feeling,
I think most of
yeah.
us can speak to that. Like we've made so many new friends in these Pokemon communities over that common interest, right? It's like meeting the guy at Walmart at the Pokemon card section, and you're both standing there, and he's like, "What's up, man? Like, how's the hunting been?" And you're like, "Man, it sucks." And then boom, you guys have like an instant, thing to talk about, and you could potentially make just an instant friend over the love of Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah. For me,
yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was kind of socially awkward because I just really all I knew was military grunt talk, like Jerry and
Yeah,
everyone
you don't
else,
take me as
all
a
the other
socially
grunts and other
awkward
guys
kind
in the
of
community.
guy. Like, you seem pretty outgoing.
At first, yeah, I am a little bit more now, but at first it was not really socially awkward. I just all I knew was military lingo, and I offended people all the time, and they
Yeah,
just took things the wrong way.
overly sensitive people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Honestly, I got my own opinions about that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the hormones in the food we're eating, man.
All right.
It's turning them in and making us extra sensitive. Honestly, it is. It's making us produce more estrogen.
Well, so
It
that's the
really
way it
is.
goes if you put more testosterone. So what are they? They pump in steroids to the animals that they get meat out of to get more meat. And then if you put more steroids in your
Yeah.
system, if anyone who's ever juiced before or knows about it, your body wants to maintain a homeostasis. So there's a balance. There's testosterone and estrogen balance. If you introduce one,
Yep.
you're going to get
Mm.
more. And then when that
Yep.
goes away, well, you're left with boobs if you're a guy.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Here you
so how
go.
long have you been collecting Pokemon stuff?
For Pokemon, man, I'll be honest. I started off, obviously back in like probably like 97, 98 with the regular vintage stuff, things like that. And Man, it's funny. I got some stories about that. I was, my mom didn't have a lot of money at the time. For some reason, I remember, I think it was Sam's Club back in the day. I got this color pencil set, like every color was, and some kid in my class traded me, I didn't care at the time, a purple Game Boy with it with a Pokemon game on it. I was like, oh, heck yeah, for some,
Traded you a
colored
Game
pencils.
Boy for
So that's
some
what really
colored
got me hooked up.
pencils?
Yeah.
Bandit.
Yes,
Dang.
dude. Yeah. So that as a kid, like I'll be honest, I felt like I was stealing at the time, so I hid the Game Boy from my parents for a while too. Like I remember the day I got it, my mom, we went to I think it was Big Lots or somewhere like that, and I just hid it in my pocket. And every chance I got, I was so excited, I was like popping out like this is so cool, and then just hid it
And then your
away.
parent
And eventually, my mom saved up.
did your
Yeah,
parents ever catch you with
my
it?
mom eventually saved.
Like, hey,
Oh
where
yeah,
did
yeah.
you
I
get
eventually
that? And
had it,
you're
but
like,
they didn't think anything of it
you're
after a
like, I
while,
traded
because I had
colored
an older
pencils
sister
for, and they're
too.
like, no, you didn't. Where did you steal it from? And you're just like, I did it, I promise. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was crazy. Exactly. But long story short, I wish I still had the one she saved up for me. She ended up getting me that awesome golden Pikachu
Dude,
one,
those are worth some money
the original
nowadays if
one.
they're sealed.
Not the yeah, yeah, because all the ones now they kind of fake
Oh
the
yeah. If you
fake
guys
videos
ever
on the
go
Game Boy.
shopping for Game Boy Pokemon cartridges, make sure to look on the back, and they should say Nintendo. There's a lot of reproductions of them. Like I went to a guy's
Oh yeah.
shop and I saw he had a case full of Pokemon cartridges. Like he had Sapphire, Black, he had the Game Boy Advance, he had the Game Boy Color ones, and I'm just like, dude, he's got them all priced at like $15. Like that's which is really cheap for authentic ones.
Yeah.
I'm not like super cheap, but they go for like
Yeah.
30, $40. They can. I know for some reason the Game Boy Advance ones are pulling a little bit more money. If you can find them sealed in case, I saw a
Yeah.
few Pokemon Sapphire sealed listings that sold for in the thousands, like 2,000 plus dollars for these
Oh yeah, yeah.
things, with the plastic and stuff.
Same with Pokemon Red.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think it was like sold for like 15 grand or something like
There's
that.
all
Crazy
sorts of
high.
seal collectors. Did you
Yeah.
collect anything besides like the TCG sealed products when it comes to Pokemon? Oh, I see your plushies back
Um,
there, which is
Oh yeah, yeah. I
awesome.
got to the plushies. I kind of have a little variety. I had the vintage stuff. I have, to be honest, I collected more of the stuff I could afford, so I don't have a bunch of vintage stuff. So I remember getting a Pokedex. So I got a sealed Pokedex, which that was really hard to find. Actual original sealed one back here.
Is it the
Um,
electronic Pokedex?
actually, yeah, this one right here. And then
Yeah.
I found someone in my state that had a perfectly conditioned, no scratches, smears, nothing, in a one outside of the box. The original Burger King toys. I remember, I was able to, get those from my mom at the time. So, and the other Burger King,
Holy moly.
stuff from back in the day. So it was more the stuff I could afford. Yeah.
That's dope.
So
Yeah, I like so
yeah.
anytime I
So
see
I collected more of that, which
and then the Elite Trainer boxes. So how many Elite
just got a
Trainer
good plush.
boxes do you have? Like how many are there? Like
I think of these, I need to recount. I think it's at least 42, 43. It might actually be 43, 44 because the new one right here is considered two. And supposedly in Europe they
oh
have a dual
yeah.
version. It's the same box, but it's split up. So I'm gonna possibly have to grab that one as well at some
There's
point.
some
Um,
Japanese
but
exclusive
yeah,
sealed stuff that I would like, especially now. There's one there's one that I want
that's
so
the
bad.
plasma.
It's the Shiny Star V Nessa like ultra premium collection box. It's like a box. It's about the size of that Sword and Shield box that you showed. And it's got
Hmm.
Nessa on it, and it has this, and inside of it, it's got a booster box of Shiny Star V. It's got like Nessa sleeves, a Nessa box, and I'm just a big Nessa fan, and I'm like, yes, I think those were
Yeah,
probably somewhere in the $100 range when they were released. If you want one now, you have to go on eBay or find somebody with it. You're spending $250, $300 on that thing. I put it on my Christmas list. I don't know if
really
I'm gonna get it or not.
nice.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I see this Generations ETB you got
it's
back
cheaper than a
there. So
PlayStation.
probably like, so I've got some
Oh yeah,
ETVs.
that one is
I
pretty.
love that one. So like I've got some
Yeah.
like Shining Legends is probably the nice, not nice like the most valuable one over there. That one's getting up to $200 right now. But back here, it's actually
Oh
behind this
yeah.
stuff. But I have a Generations ETB, and this and my story behind acquiring that was I went to a local card shop and I go there quite a bit. Like the guy knows I'll spend some money on some cards because whenever he has like Burning
Yeah.
Shadows, Rainbow, I bought a couple Burning Shadows, Rainbow Rare Charizards from him because he'll have them in his case at 325, 350. And they're in really nice shape. Like they're usually packed fresh. His stuff that he has in there,
Okay.
and I'll see it in there for a while. And so I'll call him up and I'll be like, "Yo,
I'll have to get one of those, by the way.
oh yeah. Well, so I'll be like, yo, what's your best
I'm too.
cash
I call it green code card.
green code card, right? I um
Yeah, man. Too many in that
I'll
set.
tell him, oh yes, it's the pull rates on that is really, really sad. It could be such a nice set. Like that would be
Yeah.
probably a $6 to $7 pack or $8, whenever it's not in stores, if the pull rate was better,
Yeah.
man. Like at least like one in every
Well,
five, but it seems like it's like one in every 10 you get a white code card. But so I go to this guy and like I bought some of those Charizards from him at like 275, 280, and then I'll sell them for
oh nice.
380 or 400 and make some money on them because I just have more outlets than him. So when I walk in, he's like, "Yo, look,"
Yeah.
it's like it's like the going into the jewelry store and like the guy knows like, "Oh, this guy's gonna spend some money." Like, "Hey, I just got this stuff in." So he shows me. Oh no, I go in to talk to him
Yeah.
about a Burning Shadows Charizard, a Reshiram Charizard from Unbroken Bonds, the Rainbow, which I was working at a combo deal at about $500. And then he shows me this Trico Gold Star from Team Rocket Returns. And I'm like, dude, he's like, yeah, this just walked in. And of course, he never tells me what he spends on them. And so I'm like, so how much for all
Right.
three? And so I got all three for $700. So basically, I was in this Gold Star Trico for $200, which I think raw, like PSA
Right.
7, arguable condition, like, somewhere. They're anywhere between $400 and $700, depending on what you can get for it. So I ended up working out a trade with a guy out in
Yeah.
California who was looking for it for his collection. So I'm like, yeah, he made a post. I'm like, hey, I have one. And he's like, yeah. And I said something about, I'd take like
Yeah.
$400 for it. And he's like, well, what about trades? And I'm like, yeah, I'm always up for a trade. So he ended up trading me that
Yeah.
Generations Elite Trainer box, which now is about a $300 box, and a PSA
Okay.
10 Shiny Vault Umbreon for
Oh,
for this
nice.
Trico Gold Star, and I was like, yeah. And for you guys, that the Shiny Vault Umbreon, the PSA 10 will bring anywhere between 350 and $400. I think at the time, Generations though was only selling for like 150. So I think that's kind of how that deal made more sense. Of course, since then the Generations Elite Trainer boxes have gone up like double. It's
Right.
weird how like it's like the stock market, man, with sealed products, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is.
It's crazy.
I don't ever remember being like this growing up.
What's up, Will Morton?
It's insane.
Let's see.
I guess because we all have adult money now. They're marketing it. That's the thing. Everyone's like, you're taking away from the kids. I'm like, you can't take away if it's a pre-order for one, and number two, honestly, they're marketing to adults. They didn't have $50 boxes when we were kids. I mean, at least I don't remember it. Even the booster boxes weren't they? They were still under like $40 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just check.
At least what I
I'm
can
checking back
recall.
through comments. See, yeah, if you guys, want to pop in, or if you have any questions, or if you want to see something, like, so he's got every Elite Trainer box. Apparently, if there's one you want to see, like what it looks like. I know, like some of the older stuff, like if you think of a Steam Siege Elite Trainer box, isn't that one of the most uncommon and like expensive Elite Trainer boxes because they all got ripped because no one liked the set?
That's what you would think on some of these guys. Yeah, see, I wish I had more of the plasma storms. I think people back then they probably weren't thinking about sealed product with those. They're probably, oh, it's just going to be abundance product, and you rarely find them. Like that one took me like months just to find,
Yeah.
just for someone to sell it.
So, is there anything in your collection that has like an interesting story about your acquisition of it, like maybe in your elite trainer box
Oh, the
collection.
oh yeah, the red Primal Clash right there, that one right there. All right, so I kept posting it for months, and it's surprising I found the Plasma Blast and Plasma Storm, which are rare, more than that. So that's what led me to believe that red one. People rip the crap out of it pretty much. So that's the harder one to
Primal
find. Honestly, it's
Clash.
harder to find than those. So yeah, so it was weird. I went to eBay, found one, and I looked at the dude's reviews, and I went with my cousin just because he sells on eBay all the time. He's like, this dude's kind of got bad reviews. I don't trust him. So one of my other buddies, he's like, screw it, I'm gonna buy it. Buy it for you. You give me the money. I'll just screw it. I'll take whatever. I'll take the loss. Uh, so he did, and the dude automatically refunded him again. And then find out how he just scams people on there. But it's weird how he automatically refunded the money. A few hours later. But anyways,
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
oh, it was obsessive. I'm OCD. I'm like, I gotta finish my collection. I need that box. So I couldn't think of anything because couldn't find any in America. Then I looked up somewhere about a bunch of them being shipped to Canada. Oh, that's my son. Um, okay, I'll be there. Um, but so I looked up a lot of shipments were in Canada, and a lot of them are open there. So I hit up one of my buddies. I've been friends with on PlayStation for 10 years, and I've never done a transaction with him ever. And I just had this trust. I was like, screw it, man. We've been friends for so long, man. We wouldn't be friends this long talking all the time. We're friends on Snapchat, Facebook, all this stuff too. So I was like, screw it, let me do it. He looked up Facebook Marketplace where he was at, found a guy, and then he set up an appointment with a dude. And like 3 days later, he picked it up for me. And here's the crazy story. I sent him the money. He's like, I don't remember time. I think it was like, let's say $600-700 for it or whatever. So I sent him that. But he's like, bro, you sent me too much money. I was talking about Canadian. And then he refunded me the extra money. I was like, bro, just keep the extra for anyway, just for helping me out and
Yeah,
driving, picking it up, doing all that and stuff like that. So just spend that if you want to do anything, just spend extra on shipping it to me faster and keep the extra for yourself. But whatever makes you feel better. So he ended up refunding me over like $100 and stuff like that, and then
it's a good
you
dude.
know got me faster
Yeah.
shipping. Yeah, yeah. So it sat in California for like a week though, even though I got faster shipping. It just
So
sat
that's
there for some
Primal
reason. But this
Clash.
was kind of during the election times. Yeah, red Primal Clash is actually a little bit harder to find. The blue ones were a little bit easier, but since I actually bought them and I bought the second to last ones that were pretty much sold online at Toy Wiz and places like that. They went up from like they were like 400 or 500 then, and they went up to I think 800 900 bucks now a piece, just because of the rarity of them.
Yeah.
Same thing with Plasma Storm. When I bought
I don't
that,
even
I
see any
spent over 2 grand
listed.
on
There's
that, and
none listed on eBay for Primal
yeah,
Clash. That's crazy.
yeah, it's harder to find than booster boxes, even vintage boxes.
Right? I don't even see
And
any
I thought that
Primal
was to me
Clash.
that's what kind of got me obsessed with
Oh
it.
my
Yeah,
God. So I'm already seeing Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box pre-orders being sold on eBay
you see everyone being
for
excited about it.
$105. Shining Fates is so,
I
I'm excited for it, but man, it's like don't let somebody have you. We've talked about this. Don't let somebody hang on to your money for 2.5 months just to come back and tell you they weren't able to get the allocation and then give you your money back.
yeah, I can make so much money
Oh
off
my
that money. If let's say
gosh.
they got let's say $500 from 20 people, man, they can think about how much product you could flip, or you could even use all that money for live, ripping ships, and then, but sorry guys, make your money back and refund them. Yeah, like you said, especially like you said when it's a brand new set, if you get the stuff early too. Some
Yeah.
a lot of people take
Yeah,
advantage of
so
that as
this
well.
person sold
So, son, can you go back to the room?
this
Go back to the bedroom.
this specific person sold 11 of them on eBay at $104. That's $1,000 or lower $1,100, you know. I mean, so like here's the thing. It's like
Yeah,
you don't actually know for sure that you're going to be getting these products here, right? Like this person's his seller profile is the Poke Dude. He's got 22 feedback. It's like
yeah,
and if they refund you your money, you can't leave negative feedback on eBay. That's how that works. So this is just a little like
yeah.
um, announced. What's the term? Like just letting people know like you don't have to do that. Like a lot of people aren't even taking pre-orders until later in the month, or even like the
Those are the people I trust more. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, we were talking about Hidden Fates
I
specifically.
respect that a lot more. Yeah, for sure.
I remember us talking about.
Yes, those pre-orders on Amazon, everyone's like throwing in my face.
Oh my
Yeah, they're like,
gosh.
"Well, I'm getting this stuff for $50 now," and then I looked at it, or 150. It didn't come out till April of next year. I'm like, dude, they're sitting on your stuff for like 6 to 9 months though of your money. Like, I'm not letting anyone sit on my money for that long.
So what would you say talking about like the collector's journey? So what is your so like as a collector, people like collecting certain things, right? It's the stuff that they like. Like me specifically, I'm a
Yeah,
Scizor Scyther guy, so like anything Scizor Scyther, I have to have. Like it's not an option. Like this box here, it probably has. It's got Team Siege, Sun and Moon. It's got an XY Evo and Fates Collide.
yeah,
Like the XY Evo is arguably good now because the hype is on the downswing, but like I just think it's baller because I love Scizor and like Scyther. So like Scyther
yeah.
cards, Scizor cards, I'll collect the reverse holographics, the regular holographics, the non-holographics because I have a collection of just all my favorite stuff. Sealed collection wise, I like stuff. Oh, did you pull a rainbow rare? Oh, nice. My girlfriend just pulled the Rainbow Togekiss VMAX out of Vivid Voltage. Nice, baby. Elite Trainer
Oh,
boxes I like because they're attractive art pieces. I like the artwork on them. Other stuff I'll
yes.
collect is like old vintagey kind of stuff. So, oh, let's see here. Like when I see things like these. So these are Pokemon marbles, right? And I saw them
Oh, dude, I love
and I,
those.
I
Yeah.
saw them listed up and I'm just like, yes, I need these. So basically they're just marbles and they've got Pokemon on them, right? Like there's Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I happened to grab, there's Charizard. Oh, is that $100 marble?
See, that's yeah. See, that's what it is.
Yeah, so
See, I don't need them all. Like Charizard, Lugia, I'm
yeah,
good to
like that
go.
stuff's fun. Like the old like Burger King toys that you have a collection of, like those are dope. I would probably keep those and collect those. I found these at a
I actually have a sealed collection of those as well.
oh nice.
I had them both. I had them both sealed, but I decided I was like, well, if I got two sets, I might as well enjoy one open.
Oh, for sure. So like
So that was a little fun process opening them
so
up.
like these I found at an antique mall and there used to be like an old coin, like these are heavy coins, like these are metal. There used to be a battle game. See there's
Oh, nice.
numbers on them. So you would use the
Yeah.
coins and they would come in sealed boxes um, to do like it was its own sort of game, but it was use the coins instead. Um, oh, there's Charizard. Boom.
Oh, nice.
Right. So like that stuff's fun to me.
Yeah.
I like the older stuff, right? And it's also stuff that they're not going to be making any more of. That's actually a conversation I have with quite a
Oh,
few
yeah.
people. I've had people reach out to me um, that are getting into the hobby, whether it's like mom and dad's got kids and they're in that sort of like 30s comfortable. I've got a full-time job. I've got some extra money to spend. I went through my 20s already, which was kind of like a little bit of self-discovery phase. And so many like mid 30s, early 40s, whatever people are getting back into their, old childhood hobbies, or if you have kids, like you said, like that's something you get to bond with your
Yeah.
kid. But the question that I get is, I've been out of the game for 15 years, or maybe it was like '05, '06 they stopped doing it, and like where's the hobby at right now? And when I go to the store, like what should I buy if I want to collect, right? So what's your opinion on that?
Yeah.
Like you go to this store, they've got, are you waiting for like the sales and then loading up on stuff, when there's sales, and or is there like specific sets that you're looking for in store when you go to like Walmart, Target, or GameStop specifically for like a sealed collection or collecting or
Oh yeah, oh
cards too?
definitely. It's gonna sound lame. It's gonna sound lame, but the typical. A set it has to have Charizard. You got to go
Yeah,
regardless if you like them or not. You got to go if you're investing. You got to go with the hype set and another one, holiday sets. One where there's going to be more cards, but harder to get a hold of, where you don't have booster boxes and stuff like that. I
right.
feel like those are always good investment as well.
Yeah.
Especially even if people are hating on champ. Well, here's the thing too, in my opinion, people are hating on Champions Path so much, and I get it because it sucks not pulling a Charizard, and I hate it. The other day I pulled, I think it was a Hatter V boxes. I went through like 10 of them, nothing. It does suck. But at the same time, I pulled more Charizards out of that than I did in Burning Shadow. That's what surprises me. People don't hate on Burning Shadow as much, but I
Yeah.
guess it already has hate though, years ago. So. So,
Right. I
but
think
yeah, like I
Champions
said,
Path
holiday sets
is,
I feel like are a good investment.
yeah, Holiday says, I think Champions Path is kind of on this weird lull right now that people got so sick and tired of opening it that they will just
Hmm.
they'll pass it by on the shelf right now. Like now I'm seeing Elite Trainer boxes being left on the shelf. I'm seeing double, Hatterene boxes, and this is me in my area. Like I'm not in a big metropolitan city. I know you guys in like Chicago or Philadelphia or even St. Louis, which I visited a few weeks ago. They don't.
Hmm.
They not only don't have like the holiday sets, they barely have anything like anything Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
I go to their card section and it is barren wasteland. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it would suck to live
yeah,
here. I'm not, for that reason, like you can't go into the
yeah,
store and have a chance. Like there's no excitement anymore because that like all of the people, the campers that camp out, they know the days they restock and they just go and like clean everything out.
oh yeah,
Um, but like Champions Path is like on this weird low, but like you said, with being like it has two chase cards that are over $300 right now. For a modern
yeah,
set, I can't think of another set that you can find in like when I say modern, I mean like post Wizard of the Coast. Well, maybe modern
yeah,
is in like Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, which you can find some stuff, like both of those, right? Or even X and Y, that has two chase cards, Charizards, that are over $300, and that's just right now because the Champions Path is kind of on this like
yeah,
weird sort of like, yeah, I don't want to open that shit anymore. I mean, I do live rips and I have them at $6, right? Like nobody wants to touch it at
yeah,
$6. It was late October, early November. I had no problem selling it at $8 a pack. But I think
yeah,
once, give it a little bit of time, once the Champions Path kind of disappears from the store, and once those eBay prices start kind of like trickling back up, and people will be like, oh, you can't find it in store. So now this is something like I have to have, right? Like
yeah.
it's hard to find. So
Oh,
now,
definitely.
now I have to go find it. A good example that just happened recently with the set is Shining Legends. When I
Yep.
first moved down to Florida, early July, I was seeing those Raichu GX boxes with the 5 packs of Shining Legends in almost every Target I went in. And here, a couple months later, all that's dried up. You
Yeah.
can't find Shining Legends in store anymore. And now you go on like TCG Player or eBay, and they're selling for like $13 to $15 a pack. These Raichu
I see. I
GX
regret a
boxes,
situation like that.
yeah, like
So I found some in the store a while back. Right, this is literally a week or two before they went dry. I found like 15 of them in the store, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna price match. And this one Target wouldn't, so I something dollars a box. Now I'll be honest, I would have paid 30 something dollars a box. I wish I would have grabbed them.
oh man, at $30 a
So
box, so that's what? So there's five. That's $6 a pack, essentially, and they're
yeah,
actively selling for double that. I know because well, so I picked up some of those, I was able to price match some and had a little supply of Shining Legends, and I was selling them for $6 a pack because at the time that was kind of market value. Market value being like
yeah,
you go online and if I wanted to go out and actively like buy it, then that's the price people are selling it at, and that's the price people are buying it at. Um, which is,
yeah,
like that's a whole nother thing, deciding on what is like true actual market value on something. Well, at the end of the day, it is what somebody wants to pay for it, because if like there's a bulletin from Pokemon that says, Cosmic Eclipse are $10 a pack. Well, no, they're not, because no one's going to buy it at that. And if like if
yeah,
no one buys it at that, then what are they going to do? They're going to drop the price down to a price that that us as a consumer are willing to pay. And then once it starts selling at that price,
Hmm.
that becomes the market value. Um, and that's kind of a weird sort of side thing to get into, but in case people are wondering, like, oh, who decides market value? Well, we do. It's like that concept. Like I was talking with Billy Campbell about MSRP right now for Pokemon is it doesn't exist anymore. Like when Pokemon comes out with these
I was about to
products
say, yeah,
in February, sorry, for Shining Fates, they'll release it with an MSRP. Like the Elite Trainer box's MSRP is going to be $50. The five booster pack tins, I think they're five. They might be six. I have to double check. I've heard both, but somebody was wrong and they got corrected. So those are $25 if it's a five pack tin, $30 if it's a six. The Pikachu V boxes with four packs of Shiny Fates is MSRP'd at 20. Well, yeah, if you can
yeah,
find it at Walmart and Target, which are contractually obligated to sell at MSRP, right? But not from
hmm,
everybody else. Your local game store that's getting Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes will probably price them at what they all did with Champions Path, which was 70 to $100. I mean, I didn't find anywhere
yeah,
that was not Walmart or Target that you could get a Champions Path Elite Trainer box for $50. Which, it's, I understand it. I come from like a business background. I owned and ran a business for 3 years up in Missouri, so I understand wanting to like make the money. Like that's
yeah,
their purpose, is to pay their bills and make their business profitable. But at the same time, it sucks, but people pay that price. They'll go in and buy their stuff at 80 to $100. So how can you argue with it? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you think it's
yeah.
it's it's silly, but
Oh, me personally, I try to pay retail, and that's why I get called a scalper if I do get it from a store. Because the thing is, like, I can show you my stuff there; it's still sitting there, and I could have sold it when it was, $100 box, but I'm sitting on it now where people are having trouble selling $550 a case.
yeah, that's that
So
whole
just prove that I'm in for the long haul with my investments, and that
yeah,
got a key point you got me thinking of. Investment wise too, invest in sets, keep them sets. Even like let's say the Hidden Fates tins. Let's say one day someone's looking just for the Charizard or for Gyarados. Well, if you're only selling in sets, keeping a full set, someone will pay for that because one of those I had to pay for a set even though I already had one because I really wanted the other box. So I was willing to pay more just
right.
so I could have that box.
Or you kind of open yourself to that market of people that are looking for the set. Like let's say if you're selling it, down the road, like let's say they never or not that they, or maybe they may never reprint Shining Legends, right? Well, if somebody happens to
Yeah.
have a collection of the Raichu GX box, the shiny Darkrai GX box, the shiny Darkrai figure box, all four pin collection boxes, the Ho-Ho premium collection box, the Ho-Ho big giant box, like it's a big set.
Yeah.
Somebody that is like, dude, I need that whole set. They'll buy your complete set. They'll pay a premium for it because they don't have to hunt down the rest of it. And then they also get combined shipping on
And shipping
everything.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, like from a collector's
Yep. All
standpoint,
the
yeah. And I would say, and I'm not an expert. I just sort of share my opinions from being like in it on a daily because I do Pokemon for a living now, and I talk to a lot of people like you, who gotten
yeah.
tidbits of good information from that I have shared with other people. I talk to people like that every day, and so when I say stuff, it usually comes from a place of a combination of a lot of people's opinions that generally know what they're talking about. But I'm not an expert, and
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
agree with that.
100% like what I'm saying is right. But yeah, like
Same here. I mean,
but like so
my brain absorbs. That's a,
so when I say to like the sports card collector, which I had a conversation with a guy like
yeah.
just today. He messaged me and he's like, I want to get into Pokemon. I used to do sports cards. Like, what's investable? What's like good long term investment? So the answer to that is stuff they can't print anymore. For sure, can't print anymore. So with Pokemon, it's Wizards of the Coast products, and everything. Skyridge, I believe, was the last Wizard of the Coast set. before it transitioned over into, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I might be fire red, leaf green. Um, but everything before that won't ever be printed again. They might do some sort of
Yeah.
like tribute set, like XY Evolutions was a tribute set to base set. But like there'll never be another like Expedition holographic Charizard or anything like that, and sealed products in that. Like that's why the sealed booster boxes for freaking base set Shadowless First Edition are hundreds of thousands of dollars because the amount is limited
Oh
and
yeah.
there will never be any more. So it's hard to explain that to a sports cards guy because it's almost like opposite. So sports cards, a set will come out and they'll have like a one of one, autographed or like a one of 10 and everything in that sports card set, like Mosaic 2020 football, it will never be
Hmm.
reprinted again. Everything in that set's going to be, however many of those cards they printed in that one set. They're not going to reprint Mosaic 2020 and 2021. So it's a different animal. And with with sports cards, it's buy low, sell high, just like Pokemon. But their low numbers is off season. So off season basketball is when you want to buy your basketball cards. Off season football is when you want to buy your football rookies and such. And then when the season hits and these players are balling and like just breaking out, that those prices shoot up on these players, right?
Yeah.
So with Pokemon, it's the opposite. So when a set is in its off season, like Shining Legends is kind of in its off season, there's nothing really in stores and it's not currently being printed in products, the prices are high.
Yeah.
And then if it's in season, being printed, that's when it kind of drops back down to whatever, like MSRP retail is in the store generally. Um, but so like that's usually the conversation I have with sports cards guys. Justin Crow says PokeDirect, not the most reputable site, just posted that they are reprinting XY Evo. Oh, you sent me this, Josh, in October.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not sure how legit that is. Haven't seen anyone else mention it. Yeah, I think it was just posted up.
Yeah, I saw someone post that earlier. That doesn't make sense for that to happen because it seems like they would want to do something special, just like the other
You think it wouldn't
Elite
make
Trainer box,
sense, but like I think of it, or I try to think of it as Pokemon as a business, right? So right now,
Yeah.
it's like, well, what could we reprint and be the most profitable with? Because they're not going to sit in their boardroom and be like, hey guys, what should we reprint? Well, actually, Steam Siege had a lot of playable cards in it, TCG wise. Like that's actually why Steam Siege, you see it everywhere. And I learned
Hmm.
this from Zach Humphrey, who he does dabble in the TCG game. So Steam Siege is everywhere because they printed the heck out of it because it was popular, and that it had a lot of sought after playable cards in it that were staple cards for decks at the time. Of course,
Okay.
now the TCG game has shifted, and that's something too. I really kind of want to grow the TCG community in this page because right now Pokemon is so healthy on the collector's side. It may last forever, but it probably won't, right? Like it
Yeah.
probably will come to a point to where it tapers off, but what's going to be the most consistent in the Pokemon community, TCG wise, is the people that play the game because they are
Yeah.
going after like they're ready for that next set. Like they love, I used to be huge into Magic the Gathering. I love Magic the Gathering. And and college, my weekends was with the guys coming over to the house and me busting out my massive collection and us making like stupid Magic the Gathering decks and like having
Yeah.
some drinks and hanging out. Like that was my weekends because we loved that game so much. I'm not into TCG Pokemon like I was Magic, but some
Yeah.
people are. Like some people really love this game now that there's the online too. Like tournaments are still huge in Japan. Japan, like the TCG game in Japan is so big that they have to raffle off their entry tickets. Like if you want to enter into a tournament to play in Japan, you have to you have to pay money to enter a raffle, and then you might get into these tournaments
Yeah.
because the fan base is so big. So yeah, so TCG, you have to you have to understand and appreciate that side of this too, to be able to, I think, be an intelligent investor in Pokemon TCG as well, because it's not always. It is now the chase cards, right? The Charizards, and whatnot. Like that was actually really disappointing with Champions Path. I heard from a lot of TCG players is that there
Hmm.
wasn't any real exciting playable cards in that set, like at all. I think the Professor's Research and Marnie were the like playable cards in that, but even then there were reprints. There were reprints into like holographic versions, which people want the nice hollow, secret rare stuff
Yeah.
for their decks. But all it had was two Charizard chase cards, which at the time weren't really stapled playable cards, right? So, like,
Yeah.
Champion's Path will always be a set with two big baller Charizards in it. There's no denying that. Several years down the road, it's going to be a set that people that are getting into the hobby 6 months from now, or a year, 2 years from now, will be like, yo, like, I need to get me some Champion's Path because it's got my Charizards in it.
Yeah,
Right?
that and just even the promo in it, even the
Even the
promo,
promo,
If the the little Mew promo from back in the day is going crazy now too.
the Mew
The
promo.
people were give those
Yeah.
the Mew, yeah, from the movie, I think. Yeah, the ancient Mew,
Oh, the
yeah.
Ancient
I feel
Mew.
like people were giving those away. Yeah, yeah, I think people were like giving those away for a couple bucks not too long ago, and now I think they're like 40 or more dollars a
Right.
piece.
I think so I only started getting back into the hobby, like back into it, like February, March of this year. I was
Hmm.
always a fan of Pokemon, and so like Pokemon, like if anyone knows me, it's Pokemon, Digimon, anime, and I think that's it. Right, Cutie? Pokemon, Digimon, anime. So like Digimon, I'm super excited. They're coming out with a new card game, like a redone, whole new beast card game. But Pokemon, I was in my like 20s, right? I had Pokemon when I was a kid. I'm one of five siblings, and we all collected as kids. I remember being in middle school and like having the Pokemon cards and us trading like between classes. And if the teacher caught you in class, they would confiscate your Pokemon cards and like lock them in
Yeah.
their drawer on their desk. And then it was you and your friends like, how are we gonna break into her desk and steal the treasure trove of Pokemon cards, right? But so I had a collection. I just ended up like selling it on eBay because I was really getting into eBay at the time. And then I went to visit my brother and sister, Shaylin and Jonathan, who are members of this page. Shaylin's a moderator on the page now, and they were like talking about Pokemon, and I'm like, I just sold my collection. Really, guys, you're just now going to get back into it? And so I did too, and we got into it together, and we were like, calling and texting, like, oh, I found these cards. Oh, cool, I'm at Walmart, and I was doing a lot of research on it. I was getting on eBay like several hours a day. Like you can ask Nikki, I'd be on my phone. We're watching something sitting on the couch. I'm on my phone, like scrolling through sold listings or listed stuff, and educating myself on where the market was at. Like if you guys want to get into like being able to walk into a store and not have to look everything up on your phone, then you just have to spend the time. Sometimes, it's hours on eBay sold listings, looking at individual card prices. So if you walk into like a store that sells singles, you can flip through it and be like, oh, they've got this base set Alakazam still priced at like $16. Actually, that one's up a little closer to 40 or 50 right now. Will you guys take 10? you know,
Yeah.
like if you're getting into the hobby, do that. Like get on eBay sold listings, get on eBay newly listed. Just look at it all and see what it's selling at, see what people are listing it at, and that's over time you start to build that knowledge base, and you can do it with sealed product too. So what I do
Yeah.
is I go to TCG Player. That's a good resource. It's a big website. It's a big community. It works similar to eBay in that sellers have accounts. So sellers get on TCG Player and they're selling their sealed products, they're selling their singles. So it has this information put together of listed items, sold listings, and it'll have like a median price. So let's say we go in and we type in Shining Legends booster pack right now. So
Yeah.
2 months ago, it would have said something like $6 or $7. Now, across the board, everyone has their Shining Legends booster packs listed at $15 plus $1 shipping, or $15.98 free shipping. It's like 15, $16.
Yeah.
There might be a dollar or two, difference there from people that have a little bit trying to move it, so they're undercutting. But that's, so if you want to know what Shining Legends booster packs are selling for, if you want to know what like um, Crimson Invasion is looking like, Darkness Ablaze, you just keep an eye on that stuff. And then once you start learning at where all the prices are sitting, if you look at the availability of the product, you can start to anticipate trends and then be like, yo, Darkness Ablaze booster boxes are being sold out in all of the warehouses right now. Like, people can't actively go on and order any, and they're still 90
Yeah.
to $100. Yo, when I see them, I'm buying them at 90 or $100, right? Which I did. Like
Oh,
luckily I found 5 or 6 shiny or Darkness Ablaze booster boxes, because it has the Charizard VMAX, but it doesn't have any like big baller sets. But that's the thing, when it becomes unavailable, then people are paying more for it to get it. So now on eBay they're selling.
oh, I'm glad you brought up that point.
Mhm.
That's kind of how my brain works with the comments and stuff too, investing wise. I keep seeing people, when people take photos, oh, everything's sold out in this Walmart, and I see, 10, 20, 100 times in all the Facebook groups and everything, and then brains automatically, well, I keep seeing the same product in each one of those groups sell out. And what people, I'm reading what people are saying, what they write, what they like, my brain automatically. And so that's another way how I invest just like that as well,
Yeah.
based off the theory of what's selling out, based off throughout the country. Because if it's sold out where I'm out like that, and then also I even look at what state they're in too.
Yeah.
I notice in a lot of places too, Texas gets a lot of variety of good stuff all the time. I've noticed that consistently in all the groups. Texas always is loaded with stuff, but it's also Texas the size of a
That's
country.
yeah. It's kind of that same
So,
mentality, probably, of it's like
yeah.
how much allocation people will get you know as a business that sells the product. If they move a lot of numbers, they're getting allocated more
Hmm.
product. Whereas if you don't sell very much, they're not going to send you a lot to sell because you don't sell very much. So that makes sense for Texas. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that it's educating yourself, and you can ask people. So here's what I would say: if you find yourself asking people a lot, like, "Hey, how much is this worth? Hey, how much is this worth?" You really need to be spending a little bit more time to educate yourself, so that or finding a system to where you can find the information yourself. Because I could ask you, Josh,
I'm glad you brought that
like
up.
like hey Josh, like, how much is this worth right now? Well, I'm getting one person's opinion based off of whatever knowledge base they have on that product. Whereas if just so if I want to know how much I need to be selling, let's say, my Cosmic Eclipse booster packs for, I'll go to so I'll go to TCG Player and look at that price that people can actively go and buy it for free shipping. And then I'll go to eBay sold
Yeah.
listings and I'll see, like, well, what are people actively paying for sealed booster boxes, right? So if they're buying a booster box of 36 packs, let's say, it's $200 for a Cosmic Eclipse booster box. You divide that by 36, it's $5.50 per pack. Um,
Yeah.
which is $5, somewhere $5, $5.50 for Cosmic Eclipse is probably pretty reasonable. You can't go into every Walmart and Target
Yeah.
and find that. Some areas
Oh,
can,
definitely
but
not.
if you can go online and buy a sealed booster box at $5.50 a pack, then that's probably what you should be selling your booster packs for. It makes sense, right? Like, it's just kind of
Right.
logical. And you can do that with any
Yeah.
sealed product. Booster packs. If you're wondering how much you should sell like a sealed product for, or the value of a sealed product. Like, let's say, for example, um, I've got, you walk into a store and you see, a pin box of Shining Legends. So being a sealed product in general is going to have some value to it, right? Not always, but sometimes. But so you've got three booster packs essentially, and some cardboard, maybe a promo, and maybe a pin. So the booster packs is what you
Yeah.
should look at. So if I go and look online, right, Shining Legends is about $15 a pack. This has three of them. So if I rip this thing open and pull out the packs, I've got $45 of value here. So as a sealed product, that can be arguable. That can be, depending on who you talk to. Oh, I really want it sealed. You can't find the sealed ones anymore. But if it was me, I would say, $50. That's probably what something like that
Yeah.
needs to be worth right now. Um, there's exceptions like a Generations Elite Trainer box. The Generations packs, there's 10 of them in there, right? Um, I want to say, how much is a Generations pack? I'm gonna look it up real quick. But I wouldn't say that's more than $20 a pack. There's 10 of them in there, so
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
$200 worth of value. Well, the sealed Elite Trainer boxes are selling for $300 because people want that Elite Trainer box for their collection, and they will pay money for it, right?
Yeah, it's the yeah, like that Plasma Storm. It's the first one. It comes with actually 7 packs.
Oh, I remember you telling me
So
that.
I paid more for that than the booster box. I could have got a booster box of 36 for cheaper.
Oh, I
So,
bet. So Generations booster
and
pack.
it happened to be my favorite Pokemon Lugia, so I was like, you know what, I'll take it.
So a Generations
So that kind
booster
of sweetened the
pack,
deal.
that's wild. So it's looking like $20 to $25 is what a Generations booster pack is selling for right now. That's crazy. So I was on a
Yeah.
page, it was freaking June, July, might have been July, August, and they were $15 not a few months ago, and now they're $25. And I remember at the time not having that sort of thought of like Generations. I don't see that in stores. It's not, very common to see. So Generations was the 20th anniversary set. I want to say it was the 20th anniversary of, correct me if I'm wrong. So there was two, XY Evolutions and Generations came out. One was the anniversary of the franchise. One was the anniversary of the game, which is why we're getting Shining Fates, which is the anniversary of the franchise, and then we're getting the 25th anniversary, which is coming out next fall. But that was 2016. Yeah, so 2016 is when Generations came out. The 2017 fall holiday set was Shining Legends. So this may
Yeah.
not be far off from being $25 a pack, especially with as explosive as it went from like $6 or $7 to $15, $16 in the last month, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially, I had pretty good hits. Okay, I'll
yeah,
give it to
Shining
you. Be a
Legends
good
is a
boy.
nice
I'll
set.
give it to you when I'm done.
I like those Shining
Go in there and
cards.
I'll
Those
give it to you.
those cards in Shining Legends, like the Shining Mew and the Shining Rayquaza. Like I love those so much because they're unique. They
Oh
like
yeah.
the Pokemon, like Mew. Only Mew has the texture and is holographic, and the rest of the background is not. I don't remember seeing any other set that did that. I hope they bring that back. Hope they do that again.
Oh yeah. I enjoy that. Makes you enjoy regular holographics now.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Amazing
so prude
rare.
now. Like I like.
Like an amazing rare. It's basically just a little fancier regular holographic card, you know, instead of the full art, all that stuff, which is really nice. I do enjoy some full art cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've definitely grown to like full arts for the most part now
Yeah, I
compared to
used to
regular
not.
holos. Now I get them like oh
Yeah, I used to not.
in
So,
the bulk pile.
so like when you're,
Unless it's amazing rare, the new ones. Those See, those and the shinies, those are how I like the holographics now.
Yeah, I remember when I was first getting back into Pokemon, I was like because I grew up with the Wizard of the Coast stuff, right? We
Oh
our
yeah, definitely.
introduction to it and the nostalgia comes from the like the base set holographics, pulling that jungle hollow Jolteon or the Dragonite from Fossil, like just having that normal holographic card, like oh, it's
Do they have shinies of those? I was about to say, you know how they do the shiny legends? It'd be nice to have the Jolteon and
that
all
would be
those
dope.
shiny versions.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Yeah,
So
as in the full arts
Shining
too.
Fates
That would be
had
sick.
Glaceon, had Espeon, and the fairy one. Ooh, why is your name escaping me? Huh? What's the fairy evolution? Sylveon. Sylveon.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
better know that. They'd be like, "Do you even Pokemon, dude?" Sylveon.
I do the same with them. I enjoy them. I have stuffed animals, figures, everything of them. And I still I get tongue tied all the
Yeah.
time.
Jackson Olsen says checking newly
There's so many
listed
of
and
them.
seeing how many views slash watchers they are getting is another way to see what people are looking for. That's a great point. Yeah. How many watchers are on something?
Yeah.
Like that just tells you like this
Oh
thing
yeah,
is
true.
on a lot of people's radar. Um, yeah.
It is
So, and
good.
also by doing that
Good
too, you can
advice.
find some good deals, like making it a habit to just check on eBay whenever you got, a little bit of downtime or something. Um, like me, it's a common everyday practice. Like I'm on eBay every single day. Like to me, it's fun. Like I'm hunting online,
Yeah.
right? So you get on eBay and you type in Pokemon cards or just Pokemon and do newly listed. And then, you'll see anything from single cards to elite trainer boxes to booster boxes. And then if you've done it enough research on like sold listings, then when a deal pops up. You're like, yo, like XY Evolution's booster boxes are 400, 450 bucks. This guy's got it at 299. It's a reputable seller. It's a
Yeah.
sealed product. He's got good pictures. I'm buying it. So I'm buying it. And then I'm also, as soon as I get it, 450 bucks. You just made $100. Like,
I
like
got
there's
I,
opportunities like that if you just keep an eye out.
yeah. Investment wise too, when we're talking about cards, I feel like there's two more sets I've been eyeballing that are going to go up in value over the
Ooh, tell
years.
me.
It sounds silly. I actually bought a couple boxes. Fortnite, hear me out,
Okay.
because the video game, they got the axe figures, they got the
The
toys. It's
trading
not just like the Beanie
cards?
Babies where it's just one. Yeah, they actually have cards of it. I have some booster boxes of
Panini
it.
makes them, right?
Especially one of my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one reason I got it too, I got it a couple just to keep because my son, so he's so into it.
Yeah.
One of my older son. So I just got it to to keep for nostalgic purposes for him when he gets older. Regardless, kind of like that surprise first edition booster box, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be worth that, but it's going to be kind of comparable to him to that. In 20 years.
Right. What would you say? So I have a few
Uh,
more questions I want to.
and Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes, I've been eyeballing that too. I've been seeing the prices of like a box go from $400 to $1,000 to 3,000 with the some of the original. Because Wizards of the West Coast made I think 5 booster boxes of Harry Potter.
I didn't even know that. Oh, so
Yeah, see it.
there's just a lot of stuff, man. Like Zach Humphrey told me he
Yeah.
does Final Fantasy, and those can be valuable
Oh
too.
really?
So
Okay.
Pokemon wise, I wanted to ask you, what would you say is like your favorite sealed product? So usually everyone has like one favorite sealed product. Like, what's yours?
I mean, oh man. I mean, I think honestly I got back into. I do like obviously booster boxes, but my thing is obviously Elite Trainer boxes is my number
Yeah,
one. And then after that, I like tins. I like
the
variety
tins are
tins. I started
cool.
off collecting varieties. Yeah, and that's the other thing I thought about too. Especially if you just get it back to collecting, sometimes you end up buying this and that, and before you know it, you don't really have you have a collection, but you don't really have like a complete collection, if that makes
Right,
sense. So what I realized, try to have a realistic goal with your collection. So that's why I started with the trainer boxes. I looked at the year and I realized that one was expensive, but it was nowhere near, $10, $20,000 booster box. So I was like, all right, let me get this out of the way, and it seems like a more realistic goal. of collecting, and no one was collecting them at the time, and not a bunch of people were collecting besides me and my other buddy Dan. So I was like, screw it, let me start off with this, and it was realistic to collect all of them, so that's why I went with that. And it makes me kind of feel more complete with my collection, even if I don't have all the booster boxes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
things like that. And so now it's theme decks. I'm going to start off with all the theme decks from Plasma Storm and up, just because those are really affordable. Even the older ones you can get anywhere from, the cheap end from $20 to like
Theme decks are
$60.
cool, and
So
if it's like a
yeah,
big
they are
three,
cool.
so if it's a Charizard theme deck, so and that's a good investment. If you guys see any of the Vivid Voltage Charizard theme deck boxes, they're $12. Just get a couple, and hang on to them, right? Because like
Oh yeah,
without fail, every Charizard theme deck sealed has appreciated. Every single one.
yeah.
And that's something they don't reprint really. They don't reprint theme deck boxes, do they?
I'm thinking the lunch boxes too. I know they're abundance kind of right now. They were sold out. Now they're slightly in abundance. The Vivid, or at least for me,
Yeah.
the Vivid Voltage ones, because as the Charizard and the
Those
Pikachu, I
are
feel like those might
those are
go up.
nice. I think so too. You know what's crazy
Yeah.
is it's something I noticed too. So the last year's collector's chest lunchbox had the armored Mewtwo in it, right? It had like armored
Yeah.
Mewtwo and it had I think Pikachu on it. Probably like August, September time. Those were like $50 if you wanted to go online and buy. It's like 50, $60. The Armored Mewtwo promo card is what people were after, and it was like 20 or $30. Now that promo card is selling for like 40 or 50. The PSA 10 of it is like $1,000. And the sealed collector's
Oh,
chest is a
nice.
$200 item right now. Yeah, I was like,
Oh, really?
wow. Like then it's like a year old,
Yeah.
and that thing appreciated what? It was like $25 retail. Now that's what, like 600%. No, what percentage is that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a lot. So,
Yeah.
um,
Another thing that got me into investing too, I thought about was price matching. I got it kind of cool. Like I kind of become like a couponer. I started enjoying price matching. Like I got the adrenaline rush and thrill of price matching the Pokeballs and the tins, just anything I could.
price
Like I
matching
just
is
felt like I was just robbing the place
fun.
when I left. I was like, this feels so
It's like
great, right?
couponing, right? And you get a
Um,
little rush from saving a bit.
yeah,
Let's see, checking your list is, hey
yeah.
Phoebe. Um, yeah, I love a price match, man. It's fun. I mean, like, and you're not doing anything illegal when you price match because places that price
No,
match,
not at
it's in
all.
their policy that they will price match stuff, right? All you're doing is kind of like being creative with the system, you know? And
Especially with some of the stuff we price match, it doesn't. They seem so pricey for what you get.
they are sealed products
Like
right
the
now.
Pokeballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so for like a sealed Pokeball, 12.99 plus tax, that's like $14. You get 3 packs. One's usually Steam Siege. It's like you're not getting $4 or $5 packs. Typically, you're getting like $3 packs in there or $4 packs. You'll get Burning Shadows in them, and then of course
Oh yeah.
now XY Evolutions with that blowing up, like all these sealed products like Pokeball tins are now whatever the worth of XY Evolutions is, plus a couple extra bucks for the other 2 packs. Like that's like that's what people think about now.
Thank you, baby.
So yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about, and thanks for hanging out. And
Oh yeah, definitely, man. This has been
yeah, I
enjoyable.
love these
Yeah, it's my
conversations.
first little live stream
Yeah,
like
I
this.
have so many fun
Yeah.
conversations with people, and I want other people to be able to learn something from them. Again, not saying we're experts, but might pick up a good tip here and there in their collector's journey. Going into stores and figuring out what to buy. So you collect other stuff too. I'm curious how you get things like you posted the Fire Emblem collector's box, or I don't know if you posted it, but you
Oh
let me
yeah.
know. Like, how do you know about that
Hmm.
stuff to pick it up? Because you pre-ordered them from GameStop, right?
Yeah, yeah. I like to honestly, I like to go in there and I try to make friends with like the manager or someone working there because they end up getting a list of inventory what's coming out, and it's not illegal to do that. You can ask them
Yeah.
to. So even if you're not friends with, ask them what you have new inventory. And so I'll look on there, and and I didn't know some of this stuff was going to go up in value, but I had a feeling. But right now I only have one of them. I wish I would have bought more. Obviously, a $50 game went to 250. With it, just so it would have been
Yeah,
nice little
man.
Pokemon money. I ain't gonna lie. But I got it just for the whole retro look. It had the whole Super Nintendo look, and it looked pretty. It just looked cool. So, like I said, I saw the value in the art of it. And same thing with that Mario game. Anything Nintendo is usually a pretty good investment because Nintendo they mass produce stuff, but they make a limited
Can
amount.
we see that
Even
Fire
Nintendo Switch
Emblem
games.
box? Can you show?
Yeah,
Can you show us
yeah. Let me
that?
grab that.
I feel like some of that also too, timing comes into play, like being right before the holidays. People are, will probably spend a little extra money on something like that they know, like their boyfriend, husband, brother, friend, like loves Fire Emblem, and they're like hard sealed video game collectors. That's a nice
Yeah.
box.
Oh, and it's heavy. Like I said, weighs probably like 3 or 4 pounds, and it's so much cool stuff inside of
Yeah,
it.
that's
But
a beautiful
you know,
box.
I'm a sealed collector, and here's another one too. Let me see if I can grab
Like
that.
Chris Hodge said earlier too, like people will grade their sealed video games too.
These as well at GameStop.
That's
I'm feeling like these
cool.
would be a good investment. The old Zelda ones, I think they made a version of it. Those went up in value as well back in the day. So if you're looking for investment, but also invest in something you enjoy too, so that way you enjoy the
Yeah.
artwork and the look of it. Not so that's what makes it more fun for me compared to if I'm investing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not doubting anything. Bitcoin or just or some sports cards. See, I can buy out sports cards all the time and make money off of it. I really can, but I don't enjoy it. I was just being honest. I don't enjoy sports anymore like I used to. Even though I played them, did all that. It's not my thing. I enjoy
Yeah.
talking Pokemon with you guys, my kids, just something more relatable.
Yeah. What's
So
what's
yeah,
crazy about Charizard too, and I forget who I was talking with this. It might have been that conversation with Zach and Trevor the other night, but like Charizard will always be a good investment, right? So
yeah,
Charizard is like the rookie card, the star player, the Michael Jordan, the whoever, except he will never stop playing. He will never tear an ACL. Like he will never
yeah.
like it's just he's always going to be Charizard.
It's a
Yeah,
dragon,
like
man.
Charizard will forever be like the I'm and I say forever. You just never know.
Until
Like
I'm
I
done.
can't foresee forever, but I don't see Charizard going anywhere anytime soon as like one of the big chase cards there. And
Oh yeah,
um, it also too something to consider when investing in stuff. This was a conversation I had with Zach Humphrey after our live the other day, and it follows the games, and it also will follow Ash's journey with whoever his sidekick happens to be. There
yeah,
was a small part in that timeline where not Frogadier, Greninja was his sidekick,
yeah.
right? And then you can see a direct correlation with Greninja being like Ash's go-to and ended up like winning the match in the season finale for him, and the price of Greninja cards, right? Like
Yeah.
having an increase. And
Kind of reminds me like the ETBs in the games. Like you think about it, the Sword and Shield games are back to back when those came out, and same thing with the Vivid Voltage
yep,
ETB.
yep,
Yeah, Pikachu and Eevee. Pikachu and now Eevee is going to be on the next ETB.
yeah. So thinking about, so like, yeah, if you like watching the show and you're like, yo, like Pikachu or Ash's new go-to is like this Pokemon, or it has some reason to be more popular. Like when Super Smash Brothers came out and Lucario, like
Yeah,
like Lucario is a lot of people's favorite Pokemon because they played video games and they played Lucario or mained him in Super Smash Brothers, and he's like Goku, but he's a Pokemon, right? Like he had a Kamehameha
yeah,
attack, like he was badass. And so Lucario
oh,
is,
definitely.
you see a lot of Lucario stuff, like plushes and like exclusive Lucario things. Um, so yeah, just some other stuff to think about. Like it ends up being like a combination of all of that is just good base knowledge to have if you're going to go into um, it as a hobby, like
Yeah.
an investing specific hobby. And we're talking specifically to like invest in to, make money with, like investing in the stock market, which, if I haven't said it already, if you're investing in new Pokemon stuff, like anything not Wizard of the Coast, you almost have to think of it as like it could potentially be a real short-term investment. Like it's all timing,
Yeah.
like if you
Oh
have
yeah, definitely.
like when the soft reprint of the Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes hit sometime in the spring here, like they say they're going to do, you expect a dip in the booster box prices across the board, aboard. You
Like Ultra
like
Prism.
Ultra
Yeah.
Prism, those boxes before they got reprinted, and you started seeing shortly after that those 3-pack Ultra Prism boxes in Walmart. And then, like Target started getting hit with those big displays of 3-pack blisters of Ultra Prism, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, and
Yeah.
the other one, Guardians Rising. Well, it went from being a $400 booster box to 150 bucks. Like don't
Oh yeah.
expect to get more than 150, 160 bucks for your Ultra Prism right now. It'll start going up probably here sometime soon because the booster boxes you can't order anymore. The Walmart 3-pack boxes are gone for the most part. They replaced it with Unbroken Bonds. And you can still find
Yeah.
some Ultra Prism in like Target and stuff. Like it's starting to dry up. We're kind of on the tail end of it. But but yeah, so it's timing. It's like those people that hung onto their Ultra Prism booster boxes while they were still selling for $400, thinking like, "Yeah, I'll wait and see if it goes up anymore." And then boom, they say, "Oh,
Yeah.
reprint." You're just like, "No!"
No.
And then you just see
Oh.
those prices start to tank. And
Yeah.
Charlie says, "Riolu,
See,
but
that's
the
what sucks
far
about my
Riolu is adorable, and by far, and people love Lucario. Yeah, Riolu's super cute too." Um, so yeah, timing.
that's what I was worried about with the Hidden Fates ETBs, but at the same time, they're still going for 150 plus, even on the cheap side. So, like I said, I feel like that's a good investment in the future, especially that's such a beautiful shiny set.
Yeah, I'd say
I feel
so.
like it's gonna be like, I don't know, what's something to compare it to in the past? Skyridge? I don't know, something
I
that's
think Hidden
stands
Fates
out.
definite.
The gold stars,
Yeah. So Hidden Fates definitely stands out in probably what like so the last 5 years since um since Generations, right? Hidden Fates is probably one of the biggest sets to drop and got a lot of people back into the hobby. I heard like some
Yeah,
buddies of mine that were like, yeah, like to be honest, so many of my friends on this Facebook page, I'm like, yo, when did you get into the hobby? They're like earlier this year or last fall, whenever Hidden Fates dropped, because it got a lot of people back into it. Um, and it's kind of like the new. Somebody put it in a really good way recently. Like it's going to be the new base set.
the new base set rep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be like the new base set
yeah.
in the future as when once it becomes
So
vintage.
they
Yeah, I
so
get what
they
you mean.
released and reprinted Hidden Fates a few times this year, right? They did lots of waves of the boxes and the tins, and the only thing they probably didn't do is the special boxes, right? Like I have one of the Rayquaza special collection or premium collection boxes that I got so lucky and found in a Target when I first moved down here. And
Really.
it was like 50, $60, right? And my girlfriend's looking at me like, "You're gonna spend 50 or $60 on that?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
Now, if you could go back in time, you're like, I
Well,
would
they're
buy
like
them all.
$200 now, right? Because those they
Yeah.
typically do not.
Are you talking about with the statue?
No, I'm talking about
Oh, just the
it's the
regular
size
flat
of a
one.
Marnie
Okay.
box, right?
That Yeah, see, I'll be honest, that's the only one I'm missing. I need some of those
Oh.
for my collection. I have everything besides
It
that.
will work.
I'll be honest,
I have a few things I
yeah.
think you're interested in. I know we're still waiting to work out a deal.
Yeah.
I've got a sealed case of those
Oh yeah.
Gallertins I know that you've been looking for. If you haven't
Oh
found one
yeah.
already, but if you, you know, we can.
Yeah, I've been collecting those tins too. I collect some stuff, even the cheap boxes. I collect one of everything. Even when it comes out the stuff that might be crap to some people, I still collect it. Just one of each, especially if it's cheap. You know, worst case scenario, it might not be that worth that much, or it might be down the road. So
Another one
there's always
coming in
someone looking for
December
something.
of ETBs. Another one of Hidden Fates. Is that, yeah, I think yeah, in
Yeah,
December ETBs. Yeah, so ETBs are dropping. People have sold pre-orders or are still selling pre-orders of Hidden Fates. Again, just like with the Shining Fate stuff, you know, guys, just be mindful and wary of, you know, where you're getting them from and who you're giving your money to before they actually have that product in hand. Um,
yeah. I feel like that's going to be hard though. I don't feel like a lot of people are going to get the hidden fates like they think. I could be wrong,
I
but I
don't
mean, especially how
know.
Champion Path is, and then the
Yeah.
people having trouble. Even Vivid Voltage, people are having troubles getting the ETBs for that. So,
Yeah, it's
but I
like
mean, either
champions.
way, I'm in for it for the long haul.
It's weird right now, right? Because this year there it was so problematic with the factories printing these cards with COVID because they had to shut down several times. So a lot of their stuff
Yeah,
has gotten either broken up, pushed back, or both. Like Vivid Voltage, they had to
yeah.
do like two runs of, right? We're supposed to get hit with another wave of Vivid Voltage here. I think they said December if it hasn't been pushed back again. Like I might be getting another case or two of Vivid Voltage booster boxes because I put in for that for the second wave. But at
Yeah.
the same time, you know, I just don't know if it's going to get allocated like that and how heavy of an allocation it's going to be. But yeah, these factors are just like I think they're still playing. I've heard they're still playing catch up from earlier this year when
Yeah.
they had to close down for COVID. Like the set we're going to get in March, which is going to be like a Sword and Shield 5, I think,
Hmm.
was originally scheduled to release in February. But the only reason it's March, people are like, oh, because they don't want to drop two sets in 1 month. Well, that's not true, because
Yeah.
back when Generations dropped, Breakpoint dropped the very same month. So that's the like, and they've been on the same schedule like clockwork for years and years and years and years. It's like every I think I want to say 3 months. Let's see, we got
Hmm.
Vivid Voltage in November, January, February, every no December, January, February, yeah, every 3 months they're dropping like a normal set, and then they'll throw in like extra stuff in there every so often. Like Shining Fates is 4.5, I think is the official term of it.
I
Um,
think that will be a good set to invest in too. At first, I was iffy about Vivid Voltage, but the reason why I say that is I had so much fun opening it and the enjoyment
yes,
of it from freshly from Champion's Path to that, regardless of the Charizard. I mean, you do get Charizard, but
I
not the
I think it's going to take a minute for people to
the
want to pay the price, but I really
yeah.
think the Pikachu Rainbow Rare VMAX, especially if they're not going to like heavy print Vivid Voltage as a set, is a
Hmm.
bargain right now at 200 and 250 bucks. With
Oh
being a
yeah,
one,
and the Amazing Rares,
the Amazing Rares are
even
nice
though they're
too,
cheap,
man.
it's going to make it set aside, from other sets too.
They're
Just kind of, just like the little shinies and stuff like that.
yeah,
Any set that I feel like has something special about it is worth investing
and
into.
they're cheap right now. You can buy Amazing Rares for under 10
Yeah.
bucks a pop. When they first released, they were
I'm thinking about doing that, to be honest. I'm thinking about buying a crap ton of those, especially the Rayquaza ones. I feel like those are going to be, especially because how much people spend on the shinies and all the vintage
yep.
ones. I just like
If
them.
you're gonna invest in cards, the best way to go with investing in cards will always be graded cards.
Hmm.
Because they will always have that undeniable grade of whatever it is, which will usually bring a very specific amount depending where the market is, right? Like if you have a raw card, your range is like it just depends on who you talk to or who's looking at it. Like you might find someone that's like can eyeball a card and be like, yo, I can pull a PSA 7 out of that, and this is what it's valued at that. But usually
Yeah.
95% of the time, you're going to get people that are like, I don't care what you say it's grading for. It's a raw card. You know,
Yeah,
like you could
exactly.
have so a good example. And I pulled one of these and I sent it off to my buddy who's going to middleman me grading it. But it's a reverse holographic XY Evolutions Charizard. So right now, those have dropped. Like reverse holographic Charizards and the regular holographic from XY Evolutions, they were what, 250 bucks, 200 bucks, 150 bucks a month ago. Now they're, 50,
Yeah.
60 bucks is probably reasonable for a reverse holographic Charizard, maybe closer to 100. Maybe you can get that for a regular holographic Charizard. Um, Graded, a PSA 10 reverse holographic XY Evolution's Charizard is like $500 or $600.
Really.
So,
I actually have one that I'm not a grading expert, like I said, but I bought it for 25 bucks before the hype. But it's the full holographic one or whatever from XY. And no joke, I think it might pull a 10. Like even if I send it back at minimum 9.5, like I haven't had confidence in the card. Like it's
I know,
nice,
right?
and I didn't realize how messed up they were. That were people told me, and then I looked at it, I was like, geez, this is nice. Same thing when we were talking about investing in product with cards too. I look at the comments and stuff like that. Obviously, I want to invest in something I like, but because I like Pikachu, I got these Cosmic Eclipse ones. Got 8 of these for 70 bucks. And I didn't realize how these have gone up
Oh
in value like
yeah.
crazy
You
as
got
well.
eight for 70 bucks.
And yeah, and I mean the centering, everything about it's
Those are
perfect.
like 40, 50 bucks right now, I feel like. I pulled one the other
Yeah,
day.
so
Yeah.
that it was a steal for yeah for 70 bucks for 8. Yeah, I was pretty happy with
Yeah.
that. So
So
yeah,
yeah, of course, if you
that's
buy
crazy.
right, you'll make money and such. And like those, so Cosmic Eclipse
Yeah,
has a lot of beautiful cards in it, and it has a lot of valuable cards in it. Of the Sun and Moon cards, even a lot of the Sword and Shield, there's just so much value in a lot of those cards. I think the top 20 cards, price wise, are all over $10, and there's several that are like 40, $50 plus, which I think played a big
yeah.
role in them deciding to do a reprint of those booster boxes so that card shops could break them and have singles to sell and get some money for them and make money off their booster boxes by opening them and selling them individually, like the cards.
Son, get that out of here.
Um, but yeah, man, was there anything else that you wanted to talk on? Because that's basically this didn't need to be too long. I think we're running about an hour and a half now, and but it was
Yeah.
a cool
Oh
conversation. I
yeah.
love your I'm very envious of your collection.
Definitely. I appreciate it. No, I eventually want to do some rip and chips and have some fun doing it. Yeah, because I'll be honest, I have addiction just opening packs myself. I enjoy it, so I kind of want to have the enjoyment of opening it for other people too, so I can get the thrill as well. I'd like to invest in or buy the stuff people want as well, just like you.
Yeah, speaking of
So
packs,
I just love the community of it.
this
Yeah,
one's been
there's enough
staring
meat to
at
go
me.
around.
This one's been staring at me this
Oh
entire
yeah.
time. So I'm gonna rip a pack just for kicks and giggles to
Oh yeah.
seal the end of our conversation here. Oh, it's the purple snake. I heard so much of people saying that the purple snake was like, oh, if you get a purple snake, you might be getting a Charizard. And
That would be sick.
yeah, so let's see here. Nope, got a reverse hollow Charmander, and I got that Pinsir GX. It's still a hit, or a
I
GX
did get
hit.
some free cards the other day. Some guy gave me some free shinies. I think
Oh,
there was a
nice.
free Charmeleon in there too. Actually, where do I have the box of that? Let's see, where is it? I might have it over here. That's the other thing too. The other reason I haven't done rip and ship now. I only have 100 top loaders. I had plenty of soft sleeves, so I didn't want to come in an occurrence where I pull a lot of fire and then I'm sitting there like, man, I gotta, sit here and wait to
Right.
get some. I didn't want to prolong it by a couple more days when shipping and
Reach. You
upset
could probably
people.
make a
So that's kind of
post
why
on
I've
the
been waiting.
page and reach out to someone and say who's got top loaders. I'm sure someone's got an excess amount that they'd hook you up with.
Yeah, yeah, especially for cheaper, because I know a lot of people will get kind of slightly used ones from after they from Beckett or PSA because they just pretty much toss those out, or I think they might buy them from them for cheap
Right.
just because they discard them and put obviously into the new stuff. But yeah, so I got all these for free. I'm just while we're on there. I know it's just a promo, but for free,
Charmeleon for
that's not
free?
bad.
That's like a
Yeah,
$20
yeah, and then
card.
this one, and I remember I think
Eevee?
I paid $30 for this card,
Yeah.
because
There's
yeah,
Riolu.
but all these were yeah. So I
Frogadier.
was like, dude,
Nice. I want.
for free 50?
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah,
complain
so
about free
uh,
cards.
yeah, well, sometimes I get my product, even though I'm kind of feeding the beast. This one too.
No.
You gotta have to be friends with the sports cards people. Like if you hate them, you gotta join them sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I have to get my product. So I'll buy from them, and sometimes the dude he'll open Pokemon stuff
I
too,
haven't
and he'll pass
announced
it
it
to me as
yet,
well.
but my
So
local sports card buddy that I met out in the wild at like Walmart. Actually, we met at Barnes and Noble. We happened to like I was walking into Barnes and Noble and it was him and another guy and they like walk in and I held the door for him and they're like, "Yo, dog, thanks." And they walk in and they're like, "Is this like a Books a Million?" "Yeah, I think so. It's a Barnes and Noble."
yeah.
And then we like meet at the cards section. They're like, "Oh, are you here for cards too?" And it was when Champions Path dropped and they had like four double V boxes and um, I want to say like five of the pin collection boxes. And so we were like, yeah, or like you guys want to split these up? One guy was there only for sports cards. And so that's how we became
Hmm.
friends. And I started talking to them. And we'll run around every once in a while when I have time and, drive over to like Alabama to a Walmart they know is going to be stocking that day, and I'll hang out while like there's 12 guys waiting for Prism football, and I'm the only Pokemon guy, so I like run down the aisle singing the
Yeah.
Pokemon song, grabbing the Pokeball tins, and being like, "See ya, suckers! This is $500." Just fun, just messing with them. But yeah, tomorrow night, his name's Justin. We're gonna pop on and we're
Okay.
gonna talk about like the sports card scene versus the Pokemon scene. And I told him to bring some sports
Oh, that'd
cards
be
to
good.
open too, so we can like open some product for fun
Yeah.
too. But
And speaking, you got me thinking investment wise too. Here's another one I tell everyone to invest in: the triple pin packs. Same thing with the Mew and Mewtwo with Hidden Fates. They didn't
yeah,
reprint those, I don't think. Same thing if you notice with Champions Path, they made that first set, but you didn't see any more in the stores
those
besides the
small
double
ones
Hatterene
did not
boxes.
get a big print run,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah.
for
So I always
real.
tell people invest in those too. Those and ETBs, I always feel like will make more money because, like I said, that ETB costs more than the booster box, even though there's 7 packs compared to 36.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get more bang for your buck in the future, I feel like those are always good little things to hold on
Yeah,
to.
because yeah, they're $15 a pop, and I think I've got
Hmm.
a deal up now. Like I've got one of each of the most recent ones, right? And they're collectible too. Like they're not that big. They're kind of
Yeah.
attractive. Like that's one thing I'll say that Champions Path has going for it. Oh no,
The
yeah,
color. Yeah.
Champions Path is the packaging. Like the packaging on their
And all
products
the gym leaders. Yeah.
is really attractive packaging. Like as a sealed product line, it's like yes, like they did a really nice job. As like a binder set for their cards, like hell no, it's like it's a
Yeah.
disgusting binder set.
Yeah.
But the sealed product is nice. But all right, man, I'm gonna
Oh,
let you
definitely.
go. Thanks for hopping on and
All
talking
right.
with me, man. Appreciate you. I'll
Sounds
talk to you
good.
soon. Have a good night. Thanks everybody
Yeah,
for
I enjoyed it,
watching.
man. You too.